You are ready. Would you mind starting us off with the opening statement?
Yeah, so first of all, I think just like everyone across college football, excited to get into game week. It's been a long training camp. Always the first games are the games of the unknown. There's a lot of uncertainty. There's a lot of unknown in terms of your opponent with new schemes, now with the transfer portal, all the different things that go into that. But, also with our team, how's our team going to respond? What's our leadership like? What's our resiliency? What's our toughness like with all that goes into it? And then I think overall in the first game is, can we make the routine plays routinely? I think that's a big thing. Pre-snap football, shifts, motions, tempos, being clean. What's our conditioning? Is conditioning a factor? Ball security, play clocks, having an in stadium rhythm about yourself. And then I think when you look at the game zero, the week zero games, you look at the tackling, you look at special teams. We did a mock game Friday night and all the little nuances that went into it. You try to manufacture different things and how your team will respond, but so many things happened organically that, wow, that would have been catastrophic. And I think, right now, you practice and there's really no consequences. Well, now you get into game week and you get into the live game repetitions, and now there's consequences for missed assignments. There's consequences for not lining up. There's consequences for not playing winning football. But, I like their work ethic. I like this football team. But like I said, first games, you're really kind of trying to figure out your identity and who you are moving forward.
Thank you, Coach. We'll turn over to Luke. Luke, go ahead. Luke, hey, Luke, we can't hear you. You're still muted, Luke. You might need to check your setting on your Zoom there for the audio. Now I got you.
Okay. Hey, Coach, obviously.
Just those first game jitters we're getting out, Luke. We're going to be okay.
No week zero here.
It's week zero. Something gets all of us. Coach, obviously, we all know the story of the rebuild that you and your staff have had to do since you've come here. Two questions for you. One, where do you feel you are right now compared to even just last year as a team? But also, what do you think about UCA and what you guys have to do this week?
Well, first of all, I'll start with the latter of the question. Is UCA is a very, very talented football team, very deserving. I think they're number 7 in FCS in the country, and rightfully so. I have a lot of respect for that program. And when you talk about consistency in terms of success, they've had that, and they have very, very good football players. I think they're a Sun Belt level football team when it comes to talent. So it's going to be a great, great challenge. And talking to a person, again, who has a tremendous amount of respect for their football program. In terms of our football program, we've stayed the course, but we're a byproduct of our experiences. How can we take the past 3 years and then add them all up into this year? We're still trying to figure out some positions in terms of identity. We have a lot of players who have played football, but we also have a lot of players who haven't played football for Arkansas State. So how do we come together as our team? What's our connectivity? Do we understand the fundamentals and details? We talk about playing to a standard, and you harp on that in practice, you coach it on every snap. But now all of a sudden, what happens on game day when these games are for real? We don't have any preseason games. So, what's our leadership going to be like? We worked really hard on our culture. I think it's night and day. I think you all would agree with that. But, as a coach, you always still have a long ways to go. Everyone is going to build their identity. I really think that your true identity as a football team usually doesn't really come to fruition until probably game 3 or game 4 is when you really find out what you're about. But I've been very encouraged by what I see with our team and our leadership.
Jump over to Jeremy.
It's just Jeremy Harper from Hellraiser. Could you give me a nugget on maybe some guys that are a little bit beneath the radar that you feel like are going to make some big contributions to the team this season?
Yeah, well, the first individual who comes to my mind is Devin Spencer, true freshman running back outside the Tampa area. been very, very impressed by him. Has great instincts, really, really good balance and body control, plays with a physical demeanor, and has really come in as a true freshman since June and has really been able to pick it up in terms of the knowledge, not only in the offensive room at the running back position, but also on special teams. So I've been really, really encouraged by him. Marvin Ham is a transfer individual from the University of Colorado who's played a lot of football. And I think, it took him about a week to really get into training camp in terms of not letting the mind tie the feet up, so to speak. So I've been really encouraged by him. I think he's going to add another dynamic to our defense in terms of his athletic ability, his size, his speed. So I've been really, really encouraged by him. I think another individual is a corner, Braden Jackson. He still has a long ways to go. He's another true freshman, but been very, very encouraged by what I see with him. And then the other individual would probably be Riley McGahee, true freshman, again, offensive lineman, again, from the state of Alabama. I think he's got a chance to be a really special and good player for us. And, some of these freshmen may not be ready right now to play. But as we know, like Jalen Rayner, it may come game 3, game 4, game 5, game 6, where the accumulation of reps kind of adds up and materializes, and then they're able to help you play winning football.
I got time for one more from Chris. Chris, go ahead.
Coach, just what position battles do you kind of feel are still, up for grabs even in this final week before game week?
Yeah, I think a number of them, and I think that's probably a good thing because I think competition is very, very healthy. But it'll still be our kicking situation. We still may compete in pregame warmups and name a starting kicker based on who has the best pregame warmups. I think the defensive end position, we have 5 new transfers there. I think that position is kind of up for grabs. And I think the biggest thing there is just an overall consistency and performance day in and day out. So I would say the defensive end position, I'd say the kicking situation, those are probably the 2 biggest positions right now that are still up in terms of competitive depth.
Thank you, Chris, and thank you, Coach. Do appreciate it.
Have a great rest of the week and good to see everyone and happy first games.
Appreciate that.